Hello and welcome to a video which is going to show you how to set a Kahoot for distant learning, meaning that students can complete it in their own time using a pin or a link that you give them, and the results of which can easily be recorded through the platform with no real extra effort from yourself, ready for you to analyse and then proceed how you choose to. Now, to achieve this, you will need to be on the Kahoot Premium plan, which I'm currently sort of circling with my mouse. Now, at the moment, that can be achieved free of charge thanks to Kahoot's offer of free premium accounts up until June for teachers, given the current situation we find ourselves in. If you want to know how to do that, I will include the steps for that in the Word document that accompanies this video. Now, how I'm going to do this first and foremost is I'm going to take my mouse and click on Kahoots at the top here. And what this will do is it's going to present me with all the Kahoots that I currently have that I've created. Now for myself, this is only 3 Kahoots. I've got a Year 10 Computing Mixed Questions one, which has been created for the purpose of this video. A R08 one, which was from my Year 10 ICT group before we broke up. And a Bishop Chandler Catholic College one, which was actually used as part of the inset that you may remember before one of the half-term holidays, I believe. In this case, I want to use the Year 10 Computing Mixed Questions, as I want to set a task for my Year 10 Computing group that they can complete in their own time frame as part of their distant learning. Now to do that, first and foremost, I'm going to click play, the little green button down here, and I'm going to be presented with 2 options. First of which is teach on the left-hand side. Now that is great for a virtual classroom. It's also very similar to what you may be used to if you've used Kahoot in the past, which is yourself at the board or at the whiteboard with a clicker going through the questions and the students completing it on their own devices, usually a netbook. What I'm interested in today is the self-paced learning on the right, so I'm going to click assign. Now what that's done is it's opened the following window. Now I've got a couple of options here, first of which is date and time. This is a deadline for when I want the assessment to be complete. Now for argument's sake, it's currently Monday the 13th. I'm going to say it's during Tuesday the 14th at midday. Question timer, I'm going to turn off. This is something I want students to complete in their own time, and I don't want to limit them in terms of the number of seconds they have per question. That's just my choice on this particular quiz. Personalised learning, I could go into in more detail in another video. I'm going to leave it off for now. Randomise answer order. All this will do, if you've got a multiple choice question with A, B, C, D as answers, for one student, they might see A, B, C, D as the options. The other student might see C, A, B, D. A third student could see D, A, C, B, etc., etc. It randomizes the order of the answers for the students. It's up to you. I don't tend to have it on. And finally, we have the friendly nickname generator. Now, turning this option on gives the students a spin wheel which generates a random name for them. Now, the issue with this in our perspective is we want the students to be able to enter their name so that we can identify who has given what answers and also who has and who has not completed the assigned challenge, so to speak. Now, leaving this off does not mean that students will be able to enter inappropriate words or swear words, etc. All it means is they're actually able to type something in. Kahoot will still filter out any sort of attempt to put in a swear word or an inappropriate slur or phrase, for example. So these are the options that I'm going for. I'm leaving the dates as tomorrow for argument's sake, and everything else turned off. At this point, I'm going to click create. Now you'll see what this has done. It has taken me to this screen where it shows at the moment my Year 10 Computing Mixed Questions has got 0 for everything because nobody's attempted it yet. But it's also showing me in the blue bit in the middle how to invite players through either a shared link or a challenge pin. Now, in our context at the moment, this could easily be emailed out to students as part of an email group, or the challenge link could be linked to them on the school website through a PDF. I, however, would choose to use the challenge pin because all students at Chandler, if they've used Kahoot, are very used to going to kahoots.it, which I'll demonstrate in a moment, and entering a given pin, which they can then use to access whichever quiz or resource it is they're accessing through Kahoot. The next screens you are going to see are me, from a student perspective, using the platform. Okay, so here I am on the page that you are presented with when you type in kahoots.it. Kahoot.it is just a link that students can be given to access the screen that you can see. And you probably got something I have to do. Where it says game pin, I'm going to enter that challenge pin of 099999, no, 4 nines, and 821. So that's me entering the challenge pin. What it's going to do now is going to load that challenge that I have set. And you can see here, I'm the person hosting it because it's my quiz, but whichever name you choose for your Kahoot account, it will say they are hosting it. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, it says join the game. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you want to really enforce with students that they are to enter their name. If you've got 2 Lukes for argument's sake, in my case, I'm going to use my surname initial so they can differentiate between the 2 of them. I'm going to click OK, go. And here we go, completing that 4-question quiz. It's computing, I better get them right. So students will progress like so. The answer to this one is binary. Use this searching algorithm. It does make a lot of noise, and it's going to be a scoreboard of 1 person, so at least I'm winning. And this process can continue, and obviously it will continue for as many questions as you have set. I'm just going to complete it. Position, like so, and then submit. Now, what I'm going to do with the next question is purposely get it wrong so that you can see what happens on the report side of things. So in this case, smallest to largest is going to be kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, and terabyte. I'm going to leave it as they are, which is the incorrect order, and press submit. And you can see not only does it show me my answer, but I can then switch to the correct answer so the student can at least see where they went wrong. I'm going to click next. I've got 1 more question left. So precondition for binary search, and the precondition for binary search is that the list is sorted. I'm going to get one right. There we go. And done. Now, you can see that I have completed the challenge, which is wonderful. Now, as a student, all I need to do now at this point in time is close that window. Okay, I have now logged back into my teacher account. Now you can see on the left-hand side here, challenges in progress. I've currently got the Year 10 computing. Another way of accessing it, which I tend to use myself, is with reports at the top here where my mouse currently is. If I click there, now you'll see I have quite a few reports from quizzes that I have done, but I'm going to go to Year 10 computing mixed questions. So I can see at the moment I've got a 75% accuracy rate because I answered 1 person has done it and it's 3 of the 4 questions completed. And I can see at the bottom, Luke R, myself, has completed it with an accuracy of 75%. Now, the final thing that I do want to show you before the end of this video is if I go back to reports, this is something that I'd want to do once I have completed the assessment, and all students have completed the assessment rather. But the 3 dots on the right hand side here can be clicked, and I can download reports as a XLSX or an Excel document. Okay, so here is that Excel document, which at the moment, in truth, given that only 1 person has completed the assessment, won't tell me too much, but I can go into some detail as to how it might. If I go to Kahoot summary at the bottom, this is what I tend to use most to inform myself as a teacher. I can see the students, or in this case student, but normally it'd be a list of students going down here. And then for each question, how well they did. So I can see for question 1, Luke got it right. For question 2, Luke got it right. However, for question 3, I placed them in the correct order. This is what Luke answered as, and that was an incorrect answer. Now, naturally, if I've got 10 students that have completed this assessment, and all 10 have got that question incorrect, or the majority of those 10 students have got that incorrect, I know then as a teacher that that is a gap in their knowledge and something I'd like to address through a future lesson or a future activity. At the same time, it can also tell me that question 4, for example, if all 10 or nearly all 10 of those students got it correct, it is something that I know the students know, and therefore we can move on from in the next lesson. That's all I have to show you in this video, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have via email. If I can help, by all means, I will do. Thank you very much.